Okay.
All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the May 9th meeting of the Metropolitan School District of North Posey. And we'll open the meeting by joining me in the Pledge of Allegiance. And the flag is back here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'm going to do the vision and mission.
Yep. Our vision is we inspire all students to achieve their potential for learning and life in a safe and supportive environment. Our mission is we partner with our community to create a dynamic and innovative educational experience, empowering students to become educated, productive, and responsible citizens. Our core beliefs: we believe our community is vital to our educational success. Everyone is valued and treated with respect, and always telling the truth, an educational opportunity for all, in student-centered programs, challenging and inspiring learning, in the pursuit of excellence through a strong sense of pride. And our high priorities are enhancing the student experience, investing in teachers and administrators, fostering strong relationships among all, and maximizing resources.
All right, first item on the agenda is patron concern. And we'll mark that as nobody signing up for that. Next up is our minutes, claim docket, consent items from the April 11th meeting. These items previously submitted to everybody. Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items. I'll second that.
So we have a motion by Mr. Oakley and seconded by Mr. Schmidt. Any comments or questions?
I have one thing, just kind of caught my eye while looking through this is we have a lot of off-season sporting events that we're approving as part of this. Just wondering, maybe have some further discussion on that in the future. We have a lot of multi-sport athletes, and we want to continue to have multi-sport athletes, and just to maintain some consistency across all the sports, possibly to look at what we do in the off season. And I understand it's completely voluntary, but I just think it might be a good idea to look at having some consistency in what we do in the off season with our athletes.
In terms of
Camps, the number of things that they're going to, like football, I know there's rules, statewide rules of what you can do, and I don't think that they really have that in the other sports. But I thought it might be worth exploring because
they have seasons that where different things are allowed.
and they have summer workout periods.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about having this Wayland.
Yep.
Wayland's going to be here in June,
Okay.
so it'd be very appropriate to
And
find that out.
Vince called me this morning as well and just kind of asked me about this. And I shared with him, Waylon and I talked about this probably 3 or 4 times over the past month or so. It is a concern not only amongst us, but amongst a lot of the schools in the conference, PAC conference, as well as just statewide. I know that I think even the conference has taken it to Paul Neidig at IHSAA. He's not really wanting to do anything with it. It's kind of one of those situations, even within the conference, of where we don't want to do something that's going to put us at a detriment compared to our other schools in the conference. But, I told Vince, I said, Wayland's coming in June to our board meeting and going to do an update. And I think that'd be a good time to discuss that and him to kind of share what the discussion is among the PAC. But it's definitely something that we are not the only ones that are noticing it. It's across the conference, I think. So
When you got a 3-sport athlete, and even though everything is volunteer, they're going to want to hit every one of them. And that really puts a lot of strain on them sometimes. I mean, not just a little bit, a lot.
Yeah.
They need to make decisions is what they need to do. Sometimes that might upset one coach or another, but the coaches have to realize that too.
we've got the blackout week, of course, there in July. Usually kind of falls someplace around that July 4th. But yeah, I know it's my son's a 3-sport athlete, and it's definitely difficult. I mean, he is, as I shared with Vince, he's been playing some sport probably since end of last July. So The other thing I also wanted to point out too is underneath summer camps there, Rusty made us aware that there was one that was missed on the list, a K-8 boys basketball camp, and that will be June 1st through the 3rd. So just wanted to make you aware of that one as well. But yeah, I'll have Waylon talk about that at that June meeting.
Right, so we have a first and a second motion with that addition. Any comments or questions regarding those? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. The motion carries.
This evening, we bring forward the consideration for recommendations for our K-12 mathematics textbooks, software adoption. As you know, this is kind of usually a lengthy process. It begins usually around Christmas time. We go to a textbook caravan in Jasper. We've taken teachers from kindergarten all the way up through high school to these, and there's breakout sessions of where they see the different textbooks. And our teachers have done a great job, and we've tried to be very transparent with this process. We set up little areas in each of our school offices, kind of once the final selection was made. And kind of let parents know about it, so that if parents wanted to come in and see what textbooks we were adopting, they could come in. As you know, nationally, this has been getting a lot of attention with the CRT push and with textbooks and stuff. So we do have Mr. Rose here tonight to kind of talk a little bit about the high school ones. You also have the elementary ones there as well, and Mr. Kavanaugh is here for to kind of talk a little bit about the junior high. But overall, the one positive thing I think that I was very pleased about is K through 8 is going to be using the same series. So that will at least build upon itself prior to them going into the high school. So you guys want to say anything at all? Pat? Steve, you want to say anything?
Just the teachers were really excited about the book they chose. I mean, they think there's a lot of, strong, not materials, but the extras, the things that can enhance the lessons. So the resources. Thank you. So they're excited about that and wanted to support them. That.
So the other thing is the digital component of the textbooks. The nice thing about having that digital component is if there's a change made in the textbook, it can be updated, whereas if you had the old textbooks, you had to kind of wait till the next printing or something like that. So a couple of things just want to make you aware is Pat and Sean, you want to talk a little bit about the change in the sequence that we're going to be doing with math at the high school?
Yeah, interesting. You asked that. I actually called him before the meeting. You want me to step up to do this?
So that's fine.
No,
So you can be on the camera.
no, I can do whatever you'd like. Just historically going back, whenever we had ISTEP testing that was administered at the sophomore level, we changed the sequencing. This was before I was here, and a lot of places did this, to where you took Algebra 1 as a freshman, Algebra 2 as a sophomore, and then you tested in the sophomore year for a regular ed student, or for a non-honor student. So that was the way you wanted to set the sequence because the test was lean, it was biased toward algebra. Well, we now take the SAT as juniors. So those of us who came through school and remember this, I mean, it was Algebra 1 and then geometry and then Algebra 2 in the junior year for a non-honors student. And now with an honors student, followed by Algebra 2 honors, followed by pre-cal, which is also